Let's talk about Xbox Series consoles' next generation features and when developers will actually start using them. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I think it's time for some more tech talk today. Xbox Series consoles tech talk, really. So I've been covering all these next-gen features that Xbox Series consoles come with. So I won't be really spending much time talking about these features per se. But instead I want to focus more on when developers will actually start using these features, because lately I've done like 2 or 3 videos complaining about Xbox Series X performance, Xbox Series S performance as well, and like really in each of these videos I would say that yes, it's mainly due to the fact that there's a lack of optimization, and also most developers still don't use these next-gen features like direct storage, most of the velocity architecture, SFS, mesh shaders, right, and a couple of other things there as well. Some features are being used like ray tracing and stuff now, but the problem here is that that's not enough. And I think that the most important part of the Xbox Series consoles system is velocity architecture. Without it, developers cannot really take full advantage of it, because yes, you may have the most powerful GPU on the market, but if you cannot feed it with data, well, you're not really going to get performance. So like SFS or direct storage technology is very important, while on PlayStation it's all automatic and GPU is actually fed all the time, all the time, right? But anyway, so when will these features will finally start appearing in games, right? And when Xbox and PC as well, because it's not only about the Xbox, it's also about PC, when developers will actually start using them. And I could sit here and speculate, but I don't want to do that anymore. And I actually did some research, and I came back to actually some of the videos I used to watch, basically building my knowledge about these features. And so I was listening to a lot of developer interviews and that kind of stuff. And today I want to talk about one particular interview that I found recently again as well, where developers that actually work with Unity, they spoke about some of these RDNA 2 or DirectX 12 Ultimate features, and they were discussing the impact of these features on games performance on both Xbox and PC, right? And I find it very interesting. And what they said was actually very interesting as well. So that video is over a year old really right now. But the fact of the matter is that what they said back then, I guess, is very true. And it's kind of like what we actually see right now is kind of confirmation of what they said back then. And basically they were discussing these technologies. They were actually also discussing how these technologies work, what sort of benefits Xbox and PC would get from having these features built into the game engine. So I will leave a link in the description below as always, so for more reference. So I would recommend you actually watching that full video. It's like 15 minutes long. It's not too long really. So they talk about these technologies, but what they actually said also, which I found very interesting, is even back then they did say that it will probably take like 2 or 3 years for developers to actually start implementing these features in their games, because of the cross-gen development back then. And also the fact of the matter is that especially on PC, there wasn't much of a support for these features on GPU side of things on PC, because here's the thing, Xbox and PC are very tied together, if you know what I mean. There's even SDKs, some of the SDKs are very similar, and it takes a while, because especially on PC it takes a while, because a lot of these features are only in brand new GPUs, right? Now, obviously, like a year and a half later after that video, it's kind of changing because we had a couple of other generations of GPUs now. Like we've got, so most of the DirectX 12 Ultimate features are being supported by some of them by RDNA 1, all of them by RDNA 2. Now we've got RDNA 3 GPUs on the market. We've got RTX 20 series, 30 series, 40 series. So as you can see, there's more and more of these GPUs on the market. So at some point, still in the future, hopefully this year, developers will be like, okay, so there's enough of these GPUs on PC to support it. And also now, these 2-3 years later, there's enough of Xbox consoles, these next-gen Xbox consoles, to actually make these work, right? So now they can actually spend time and implement these features into their game engines, right? And he also said something very interesting, and he did say that it usually with these new features or next-gen consoles, it takes around like 2-3 years for developers to actually kind of really start using them to its full potential, right? So, you know, hopefully by the end of this year, early next year, we will actually start seeing you know, more and more games using these features, and that will translate to better looking and better running games. And like, it kind of makes sense because if you really think about it, like Forza Motorsport, which is really going to be a proper next generation game, is actually coming out later this year. Hellblade 2 is coming out, you know, most likely by the end of this year. And this is like first party games. And this is also what he says, that first party developers will be the first to actually utilize all these features, right? And, you know, that's what we're probably going to see in these games. Now, I would love for Bethesda to start using these features in Starfield, and I really do hope they do, because if they do, and I really do hope that this delay has all to do with implementing these features into the Bethesda game engine, so Xbox Series S and X can benefit and basically perform well in that game, right? So I think it's very important. And, you know, like I said, guys, like check that video in the description below. He goes quite into the details about these technologies. They actually even run some demos showing the performance differences and that kind of stuff. So I don't necessarily believe that, for example, with Starfield, which is a game that has been in development for like 5-6 years. So I don't think that they will actually use mesh shaders, right? I don't think, but who knows? Actually, that would actually benefit, I think, that game big time, because like there's going to be quite a lot of geometry in this game. It's going to be a massive, big open world game, right? So, but like things like VRS or SFS, direct storage, I would even say that it's a must to use actually to deliver good performance. But you know, we'll see how that goes. As for the third-party developers, well, we kind of see that already. Like Forspoken was actually the first game on PC to actually use direct storage. So obviously this is like the first implementation of that. So hopefully more and more developers will actually start using these features, and by the end of this year, early next year, it will actually make a huge difference. And I'm not saying that, oh, these games will run or look like 5 times better. That's not what I'm saying. It's just like it will just translate to better looking games running at stable 60 frames per second with fast load times and that kind of stuff. So yeah. But like I said, don't believe me, just check that developer video that I linked in the description of this video and listen to them, because, you know, you can obviously say that MaDz don't have a clue what he's talking about. Yeah, I'm not a developer, I'm just gathering information on internet, and I kind of, you know, tell you everything about it, tell you everything about what I found on internet, but it's actually difficult to actually argue with actual developer, right? So yeah, like I said, check the video in the description, because there's actually way more details about some of these features and general excitement about these features as well. So anyway, guys, so that's the video. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks for support. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the likes, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.